Hey everyone, welcome back. So, today I want to have an honest discussion about why are you in spirituality and what are you doing? And if you can answer these questions, then you're probably on a good path. And if you can't answer these questions, or if it brings up or strikes a nerve, then there's a good chance that you may be on it for the wrong reason, or maybe you just need to readjust some things, or have a deeper insight into yourself and then proceed from there. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that like and subscribe button down below and that bell notification icon. And here we go. So I was talking to a gentleman the other day who has picked up a spiritual practice or has been practicing a spiritual practice for a while. And I realized this person didn't really know what they were doing. Like, they have adopted this system, but they don't know certain things about it, right? And these are kind of important things that you need to know. So I figured I'd go through here and ask some of these questions, and let's see where you're at, see what you want to do, see if you know how to do it, and if you don't, then it may be time to reanalyze yourself and figure out what you want to do, right? So why did you get into spirituality? That's a really good question to begin with. Did you do it to rebel against Christianity? It seems to be a very popular theme in the United States is, well, Christians are this and, blah, blah. They're not, acting like good people. And okay, I completely get it. I run into a lot of people that are like this. But is that what brought you to spirituality? You're rebelling against organized religion? I mean, if that's the truth, then that's the truth, right? Did you get into spirituality because you wanted to be more compassionate and empathetic to other people? Um, that's a very common theme too. You know, how how do you achieve that? Do you know how to actually achieve that, or are you just labeling yourself spiritual and you're carrying some sort of what would you call it? Moral or ethical superiority just because you believe that you're spiritual and you're not acting like some of these other people in organized religion. Okay, that's a good question to answer. Um, did you get into it because you wanted to figure out how to end suffering? That's why I got into it. Later on, I discovered so much more than that. And then there's the other thing that pops up periodically is, do you have that spiritual hunger? Do you have that drive that continues, giving you the questions like, what about this? What about that? I want to know the secrets of life. What comes next? And then after you get to a certain point, it never goes away. No matter how many answers you get, that never goes away. So you just keep going and developing spiritually. Um, so yeah, these are some pretty good questions to ask yourself. And then out of all of this, it leads to these other questions. What are you doing for your spiritual practice? What are you doing? Are you labeling yourself as spiritual and then you're just living day to day? I mean, sure, you can, but what are you doing to become that kinder, compassionate, more empathetic person? Are you doing it through actions of, oh, I'm donating my time or my money and this makes me spiritual? Is that what's going on? All spiritual practices, all spiritual systems out there, they have these teachings, these practices, these levels of progression, every single one of them. So if you find that you're picking and choosing what you want to do and what you don't want to do, you may be skipping some of the most important lessons that are inside of that spiritual practice. Most of the Eastern spiritual practices contain all the same elements. They just approach it from different angles. And if you just say, well, I want to do the mystical parts, but I don't want to do the inner work, well, then that's just ego grasping for power. And then you'll find it shifts to, well, I can make money with this. Okay, sure, you can make money with this, but that's for those of us who are serious about the spiritual practice of the spiritual life, the progression of becoming more spiritually refined. This is what changes us into the person that other people look at and be like, wow, what are they doing? And when you change yourself, you'll find that people begin to ask questions, and then you begin to rub off on other people and have an effect, even if you don't intend to. So there's a lot more deeper stuff going on than just learning how to do sound bathing or, chasing money. That's not, for me, money is just a tool to be able to do things like buy food and pay the necessary bills that allow me to exist in the way that we live in this world right now. Okay. I don't require a lot of it to exist. And when I have more than I need, I find a lot of times I'm helping other people, and I don't really worry about the future, and whatever happens, happens. But, hey, these are some really good questions, some deep questions you ought to really dive into and find out. So what system do you follow? Did you choose a system? Did you choose Zen? Did you choose Taoism? Did you choose yoga? Or one of the numerous other practices out there? Even mystic Christianity, which exists. What system did you choose? And with that, what are you doing inside that system? Do you know the marks, the progression going into the system? Do you know what has to be done? Are you actually doing a daily practice of, we do this because it leads to this, and once I get here, then I will do this, and it leads to that? Are you doing that? If you don't, what are you doing? Are you just kind of like stumbling around, existing? Uh, sure, you might meditate or whatever, you know, but do you know the whole purpose of it? Do you know why we meditate? Like really why? Because a lot of people think, oh, you just meditate for, to become relaxed and more calm, and that will automatically lead to you becoming more compassionate and empathetic, and that's not true at all. There's a lot of mean people out there that meditate. A lot of people that are extremely judgmental. Okay. Um, are you just picking and choosing what you like out of spirituality? Are you one of those people that just chooses mysticism because the mind really likes power, so it seeks stuff like sound bathing or Reiki or healing or tarot cards, and you just want to do all this cool stuff, but you have absolutely no spiritual progression at all? Um, and believe it or not, that's actually talked about in some of the older texts and by some of the spiritual teachers, a lot of the older ones. Like, be careful of chasing mysticism. And there's a reason for that. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it strikes something deep inside of you that gets you to progress past where you may be comfortable now. It might be uncomfortable to think about this stuff, but yeah. I'm not like one of those people that says, "Oh, you must follow my way." You know, if you have a chosen system, or if you like something else, go chase it. If you want Buddhism, go for it. Zen, go for it. Taoism, go for it. Sufism, go for it. But give it a serious effort. Give it some years of practice, and the way that they do it, not the way that Westerners have a tendency to make stuff up as we go and pick and choose the cool stuff while discarding the hard work. So I'll catch you guys later.